November 1st. The Alexa at the moment is yellow. Linda says the one inside where she is, 'cause she has two, told her that there's a message. I said the one in here turned yellow but silent. Hers is a little more on the green side, not the same color. I'm still within this. I was speaking earlier about an artichoke, from a Brussels sprout to an artichoke standpoint. I know that there's a 505 IET, like EO me EO, with my immaculate children, for my 505 IET. There is this, we call it magnetic string, but if you have like a magnetic string made up of special light, almost like on a roast beef colored football, they have this theoretical of white laces at the top to remind symbolically the humans that very distinct feature on the top of the football. If those are the magnetic strings that are needed, or if those are the solid strings that are needed in order to keep the airtight football in playable form, being that one happens to be like a time dilation model, but if it's in the Brussels sprouts category or like the whatever, and you need those strings for symbolically something else to hold it all together, I feel like at some point somebody messed with the string that was needed on the Brussels sprout, which it then became between the cubit galaxy and it became an artichoke, with petals and vents and things, but petals being like petals of a flower that open. And without this special magnetic string of safety holding almost the bud together in the sphere that it's supposed to be in, within this outer, but again, this is like Super Watson IBM is what I call this, in Tetra. So that's where I'm at that level of medical attention to myself, because I don't have access to that level of medical educate. I'm 505 IET. I can't go to physician's reference guide and medical surveyors. I don't know where the land surveyors are, because I could have a conversation with a land surveyor, I suppose. They'd probably know more if I said, if that's happening on your end, then would it make sense that this is what's happening on my end, biologically, for some form of semblance or corroboration in no, this is really what's happening. So it's almost like the laces, and they have this Ace Ventura movie. It's a spoof movie with Jim Carrey. It's political satire, I suppose, about the dolphins and football. I don't really, and the animals in the jungle, but there really were animals in that movie. And he was dressed all weird and funny. Whatever. I'm American. What do you want from me? So there is some truth in that thread. The magnet security is off. I feel like I'm commenting about my dome and about my land piece, the ground, with some physicality or physique, like it's not interstitial, some form of, like, if I'm just one petal, Pedal, of the artichoke still attached to the heart. That's what my Bayside station, Bayside, New York 11361 is. And when I was in Ronkonkoma, I was on a different pedal. When I was in Virginia, I was on a different pedal. And when I was in Patchogue, I was on a different pedal, meaning Pedal, of the same artichoke, dug into the same heart, or surrounding the same heart on the one same vegetable, as a unit. Because at the moment I feel like somebody has undone the strings in order to either examine it or try to manipulate it in some way. And it's just getting more painful to have to cycle on and off in this body machina on this one pedal, which is now resting in a zip of a code of 11361 as a 505 IET, because it is so physically painful. And there's nobody really to communicate with. I just had a conversation with Linda. We were watching TV, and we were discussing junk sales. Like, I don't have disposable income or consumer income, so I can't go out and consume and spend. Although consumption was a disease in the Bible, I believe they spoke of. I heard that before. But anyway, and everybody always thinks of the front end money making possibilities in the life cycle of a material product in some disgusting economy. And they never think of the end life cycle and the junk and the removal and the landfill that is caused by all of this opulent, but not even in a nice way. And I said to Lynn, I was like, they've removed, even for furniture, the craftsman out of it. I was like, nobody hand crafts furniture. I mean, like, it used to have a long timeline before you could get a piece, but it would be like an artwork piece. It was custom, it was antique, it was built for you. I mean, it was beautiful. Now everything is like glued together and staples, and it's large mass consumption and production. There's nothing of worth. Like, I mean, it's just so chintzy and cheap. It's horrible. And then I said, even like the architecture today, like the new structures they're building, they're all like, oh, it's beautiful. First they make these big CAD drawings. I'm like, those are some of the ugliest designs I've ever seen. They just are. There's no raw talent needed. There's no craftsmanship or hidden, like, symbolism in any of it. It's just like, whatever. But that's just like the level that the humans are operating at. I don't know how or why they went for quantity but less quality in everything they do and everything that they have become. It's so lifeless around here, especially in Bayside Station. There's nothing to get up every day for. Except now I have to get up every day just to try not to get more sick tomorrow. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York. Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken.